Eyes are on Atlantis tonight, poised for a Friday launch from the Space Coast if the weather cooperates.
Big if, right? This last flight of the Space Shuttle program is a time for reflection for so many people really associated with NASA. Tonight we are hearing from someone with a very special perspective. News Channel 5's Michael Williams is joining us from the Kennedy Space Center tonight. A little bit wet, but nonetheless still there for us. Michael?
The weather cannot dampen the spirits here, Shannon and Jay. Everybody excited here. Thousands here. As big a media crowd as I've seen since the John Glenn launch back in the 90s when he went back into space aboard the shuttle. I'm outside the vehicle assembly building, the shuttle about 3 miles distant on launch pad 39A. And imagine orbiting the Earth from more than 100 miles above the surface where I now stand. It's a unique perspective. Bill Nelson, our senior senator, the Democrat from Florida, has that perspective on the program, where it's been and where manned spaceflight is going.
Bill Nelson turned astronaut in January 1986. Then a Central Florida congressman, he was picked by NASA to go aboard Columbia as a payload specialist.
And liftoff of Space Shuttle Columbia.
When you're inside, strapped in, what you're doing is holding on for dear life. And when those solid rockets light off, you know you're going somewhere. You just hope it's straight up.
Houston now controlling the flight of Columbia.
The roar of liftoff receded quickly enough, but 25 years later, the vision remains crystal clear for Senator Nelson. He reminisced with me recently.
By the second day in space, your perspective is broadened, and you're looking at continents. And by the third day, you're looking at home, and home is the planet.
Beautiful planet Earth. 10 days after Nelson landed on another beautiful, though frigid, January day in Florida, Challenger went aloft.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
7 astronauts lost their lives in the explosion, the inherent danger of reaching for space written across a clear blue sky and a world's broken heart. NASA's safety failings were laid bare, but it regrouped and would count successes along the way. A shuttle crew fixed the malfunctioning Earth-orbiting Hubble telescope, opening up the far reaches of the universe to our examination. And shuttle crews brought the International Space Station to life.
Yeah, that's it.
But when Columbia, Nelson's old ship, burned up on re-entry in 2003 and 7 more NASA astronauts perished, the long final countdown for the shuttle program was on.
It's the most complicated flying machine. It's done the job for 30 years, but it's not the safest.
NASA will be out of the human spaceflight business until at least the middle of this decade, while it scrambles to build a follow-on rocket and a reason for its existence in a harsh budget climate. U.S. astronauts will have to hope for rides on commercial rockets if they're deemed safe in a few years, or aboard Russian Soyuz craft. Florida's Space Coast may never be quite the same.
So you ask, how many are going to be laid off? Basically, from about 15,000 down to 8,000.
There is only vague talk of future manned moon missions, much less a U.S.-led manned effort to Mars. But Bill Nelson has seen the reaches of space with a clarity few have, and it's a vision he and others vow will always remain.
And we're going to constantly explore and discover. If we ever give that up, we've given up a part of ourselves, and we're not going to do that.
A noble thought, but after 50 years of U.S. manned spaceflight, the hard truth is there's never been more uncertainty than there is right now about where we go next, how we afford it, and whether it's worth putting humans on those rockets we fly into space. All that continuing to be debated. For now, though, all eyes on Atlantis and the excitement here. Reporting live from KSC, I'm Michael Williams, News Channel 5.
And Michael, in your piece, you can feel just the raw excitement from Senator Nelson. You're at the Cape right now in the media area. What's it like there? I know 1 million are expected up there, but are you seeing a lot of astronauts in and about?
I saw one or two in their familiar blue jumpsuits. The weather's kept everybody, frankly, running for cover. Maybe we can take a very quick pan shot here just to show you some of the crews here. Thousands of media, I think, both here and off the Cape. It'll be an exciting next 24 or 48 or 72 hours as the excitement builds. There's nothing quite like a shuttle launch, as anyone who has witnessed it well knows.
All right, Michael Williams live at Cape Canaveral for our continuing coverage. Michael, thank you. And turns out we